My family showed me who they were. Repeatedly. Consistently. For decades. I was just too loyal to see it. James's death was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But it also freed me. Freed me from the obligation to maintain relationships that only took from me. Freed me from the guilt of setting boundaries. Freed me from the fantasy that my family would ever truly love me. I'm 43 now. I live alone in a condo overlooking the city. I have friends, colleagues. The morning after my husband's funeral, I walked into our home and found my father-in-law standing in the living room watching movers load our furniture onto a truck. He smiled at me. Actually smiled. Then he said, "The property reverts to blood family now, pack your bags." He thought he had me cornered. A grieving widow with nothing. What he didn't know was that I was carrying his grandson. And my husband had spent 3 years preparing for this exact betrayal. Heart attack, they said. Sudden. Unexpected. One moment he was fine. The next, he was gone. We lived in Atlanta. Inman Park. A beautiful historic home worth $1.4 million. We'd renovated it together. Every room had a memory. Every wall had a story. Daniel's family never liked me. His father, Robert. His brother, Tyler. Tyler's wife, Melissa. They tolerated me when Daniel was alive. Barely. Robert owned a construction company. Reed and Sons Construction. It had been in the family for 40 years. But it was failing. Badly. Daniel had been bailing them out for years. Quietly. Without telling me the full extent. Every quarter, there was another crisis. Another emergency. Payroll gaps. Lost contracts. Equipment failures. And Daniel, with his generous heart, would write another check. I knew the business was struggling, but I didn't know how bad it was. Not until later. The funeral was yesterday. Friday afternoon. 200 people came. Daniel was loved. Respected. Admired. His family sat in the front row. Robert. Tyler. Melissa. They cried. They hugged me. They told me how much they'd miss him. It was all a lie. This morning, Saturday, I woke up exhausted. Grief is physical. It weighs on you. Makes everything harder. I'd spent the night at my best friend's house. I couldn't face going home alone. Not yet. But this morning I knew I had to. I had to start dealing with reality. With Daniel's things. With the paperwork. With everything. I drove home around 9 a.m. The rain was falling. Cold Atlanta rain. Gray sky. Empty streets. When I pulled up to our house, I saw a truck. A big commercial moving truck. Reed and Sons Construction logo on the side. Parked right in front. My heart started racing. The front door was wide open. I grabbed my keys and ran up the walkway. Inside, I found Robert. Standing in our foyer. Arms crossed. Looking smug. Behind him, Tyler and another man were carrying our green velvet sofa toward the door. That sofa, Daniel and I bought it together. Our first major furniture purchase. 6 years ago. Stop. What are you doing? My voice cracked. Robert turned to look at me. No sympathy in his eyes. No grief. Just cold calculation. Finally decided to show up, he said. I was wondering when you'd come to collect your underwear. What? He pulled a document from his jacket. Held it up. This is Daniel's will. Properly executed. Witnessed. Notarized. It states that in the event of his death, all property reverts to his blood family. Meaning me. The house is mine, Alexis. The cars. The furniture. Everything. You have 24 hours to remove your personal items and vacate. I stared at him. Unable to process what I was hearing. That's not possible. Daniel would never. Robert cut me off. Daniel knew that blood family comes first. The Reed name. The Reed legacy. He understood that. Maybe he didn't tell you because he knew you wouldn't understand. But it's done. Legal. Final. Melissa appeared from the kitchen. Drinking champagne. Champagne. At 9 in the morning. The day after her brother-in-law's funeral. Oh, Alexis, sweetie. Her voice was dripping with fake sympathy. This must be so hard for you. But you have to understand. The family connection is gone now. Daniel's gone. So, your place in this family is gone too. I felt rage building. Hot. Sharp. Get out of my house. Robert stepped forward, blocking my path. Your house? He laughed. Read the will, sweetheart. This hasn't been your house since Daniel died. Now we're being generous. We're giving you 24 hours. That's more than we have to do. So I suggest you start packing. I looked past him. At Tyler carrying my furniture. At Melissa sipping champagne. At Robert blocking my door. And something clicked. Daniel had warned me. Not explicitly. But he'd said things. Strange things. Over the past year, Alexis, if anything ever happens to me, don't trust my family. They'll come for everything. But you'll be protected. I've made sure of it. At the time, I thought he was being paranoid. His family was difficult, sure. But this? I pulled out my phone. Dialed our attorney. Maya Chen. Maya, it's Alexis. I need you at my house. Now. Daniel's family is here. They're claiming they own everything. I heard typing. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. I hung up. Looked at Robert. My attorney is on her way. Nobody moves anything else until she gets here. Robert smirked. Attorney? Honey, we have the will. It's ironclad. But sure, waste your money on a lawyer if it makes you feel better. 20 minutes felt like hours. Tyler and the other guy stopped moving furniture. Robert made calls. Melissa refilled her champagne. I stood in my own foyer. In my own house. Feeling like a stranger. Finally, Maya arrived. She was 52. Sharp. No nonsense. She'd handled Daniel's estate planning. She walked in, took one look at the scene, and her jaw tightened. Robert Reed, she said coldly. Maya. Robert's voice was smug. I assume Alexis called you. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. We have Daniel's will right here. He held it up. Maya took it. Read it carefully. Then looked at Robert. This is a fake. What? Robert's face went red. This is a forgery. Daniel's signature is wrong. The witness names are fabricated. And more importantly, this will was supposedly executed 3 months ago. But I have the real will. The one Daniel and I created together 5 years ago. She pulled out her phone. Showed them a document. This is the actual will, filed with the probate court. Notarized by a state official. Witnessed by me and my paralegal. And in this will, everything goes to Alexis. The house. The cars. The investments. The life insurance. Everything. There is no provision for Robert. No provision for Tyler. Nothing. The room went silent. Robert's face went from red to white. That's impossible. Daniel wouldn't. Maya smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Oh, but he did. In fact, he was very specific about it. He included a clause stating that if anyone contests this will or attempts to interfere with Alexis's inheritance, they will be permanently barred from any Reed family trusts or future distributions. So by presenting this fake will, Robert, you've just disqualified yourself and Tyler from ever receiving anything from Daniel's estate. Congratulations. Tyler dropped the sofa leg. It hit the floor with a thud. Melissa's champagne glass slipped from her hand. Shattered on the hardwood. Robert just stared. But the company. Daniel promised. He said he'd take care of us. Maya's voice went even colder. He did take care of you. For years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bailing out your failing business. Covering your debts. Paying your suppliers. And you repaid him by trying to rob his widow the day after his funeral. She pulled out another document. This is a cease and desist order. You are hereby ordered to return every item you've removed from this property. Immediately. And if you ever set foot on Alexis's property again without her written permission, I will have you arrested for trespassing. Now get out. Robert tried to speak. Maya held up her hand. Out. Now. They left. Tyler and the moving guy carried the sofa back in. Melissa stumbled out, leaving her broken glass. Robert walked out last. He turned at the door, looked at me with pure hatred. This isn't over. Maya stepped between us. Yes, it is. The door closed. I collapsed onto the sofa, the one they'd almost taken. Maya sat next to me. Are you okay? I don't understand. How did they get a fake will? They probably made it themselves. Typed it up. Forged Daniel's signature. Thought you'd be too grief-stricken to fight. I looked at her. Daniel knew they'd do this. Maya nodded. He did. 3 years ago, he came to me. Said he needed to restructure everything, make it bulletproof. He told me his family was circling. That the business was failing. That they saw him as their personal ATM. He wanted to make sure that when he died, you'd be protected. My eyes filled with tears. He knew. He knew they'd come for me. Maya put her hand on mine. He loved you, Alexis. He wanted you safe. I wiped my eyes. What happens now? Now? You rest. You grieve. And when you're ready, we'll go through everything. The estate. The assets. All of it. She stood. But there's something else you should know. What? Daniel created a trust. Separate from the will. It's worth about $4.8 million. I stared at her. What? Investments. Life insurance. Savings. All in an irrevocable trust. With you as the sole beneficiary. And there's more. He also bought out every single debt the construction company had. He what? Maya opened her briefcase. Pulled out a folder. Over the past 3 years, Daniel systematically purchased every loan, every lien, every outstanding debt that Reed & Sons Construction owed. The bank loans, the supplier invoices, the equipment leases, all of it. He did it through shell companies so Robert wouldn't know. And now, all of that debt, about $2.3 million, belongs to the trust. Which means it belongs to you. I couldn't breathe. Daniel bought their debt. Yes. And as of Monday morning, you will legally own Reed & Sons Construction. Every asset, every contract, every truck with the Reed name on it. Robert doesn't know yet. But he's about to find out. Why would Daniel do this? Protection. Maya said simply. He knew they'd come after you. He knew they'd try to claim the business was family heritage. Blood legacy. So he took it away from them and gave it to you. I sat there in shock. What do I do with it? Whatever you want. You can sell it. Liquidate the assets. Or, and this is what Daniel hoped, you can use it to start fresh. Rebrand. Rebuild. Make it something new. Something that isn't tainted by Robert's greed. That night, I couldn't sleep. I went to Daniel's home office. Sat in his chair. Opened his computer. And there, in a hidden folder, I found it. A video. Dated 2 months ago. I clicked play. Daniel appeared on screen. He looked tired. Older than his 38 years. Hey sweetheart. If you're watching this, I'm gone. And I'm so sorry. I wanted more time. I wanted to grow old with you. I wanted to meet our kids. To build our life together. But if I've learned anything from my family, it's that you can't always control what happens. You can only prepare. He smiled. That familiar, gentle smile. By now, Maya has probably told you about the trust. About the debt. About the company. I know it seems extreme. But Alexis, I know my father. I know my brother. The moment I'm gone, they're going to come for you. They're going to try to take everything. Because to them, you're not family. You're an outsider. And the only thing that matters to them is blood and money. So I made sure they'd have neither. He leaned forward. The company is yours now. Do with it what you want. Burn it down for all I care. But if you decide to keep it, I want you to know something. You're stronger than they'll ever be. You're smarter. You're better. And you don't need the Reed name. You never did. But now you own it. And that terrifies them. He paused. There's one more thing. He held up a piece of paper. This is a letter. To our child. My heart stopped. I don't know if you know yet. But sweetheart, you're pregnant. I found the test last week. Hidden in the bathroom drawer. I know you were waiting to tell me. Waiting for the right moment. I was going to act surprised. I was going to be so happy. He smiled through tears. I am so happy, even now. Even knowing I won't be there to meet them. But Alexis, that baby, our baby, that's my real legacy. Not the company. Not the Reed name. You. And our child. That's all that matters. The video ended. I sat there, hand on my stomach. I was 10 weeks pregnant. I'd known for 3 weeks. I'd been waiting to tell Daniel after his next doctor's appointment. He'd been having headaches. Stress, we thought. Now he was gone. And he'd known about the baby. The tears came then. Hard. Painful. Grief mixed with love mixed with rage. Monday morning, Maya and I walked into the offices of Reed & Sons Construction. Robert was there. Tyler. Melissa. They looked surprised to see us. What are you doing here? Robert demanded. Maya set her briefcase on the conference table. I'm here to inform you that as of 8 a.m. this morning, Reed & Sons Construction is under new ownership. The moment I'm gone, they're going to come for you. They're going to try to take everything. Because to them, you're not family. You're an outsider. And the only thing that matters to them is blood and money. So I made sure they'd have neither. He leaned forward. The company is yours now. Do with it what you want. Burn it down for all I care. But if you decide to keep it, I want you to know something. You're stronger than they'll ever be. You're smarter. You're better. Alexis, would you like to tell them the rest? I stood, placed both hands on the table. As of today, you're all fired. What? Robert, Tyler, Melissa. You're terminated. Effective immediately. You'll receive 2 weeks severance. That's more than you deserve. But after that, you're done. Robert slammed his fist on the table. You can't fire me from my own company. It's not your company, I said calmly. It's mine. And I'm dissolving it. Liquidating all assets. Selling the equipment. The tears came then. Hard. Painful. Grief mixed with love mixed with rage. Monday morning, Maya and I walked into the offices of Reed & Sons Construction. Robert was there. Tyler. Melissa. They looked surprised to see us. What are you doing here? Robert demanded. Maya set her briefcase on the conference table. I'm here to inform you that as of 8 a.m. this morning, Reed & Sons Construction is under new ownership. You should have thought of that before you came into my house with champagne and a moving truck. I turned to leave. Oh, and one more thing. I pulled out a final document. This is a restraining order. You are prohibited from contacting me, from coming near me, from being within 500 feet of my property. If you violate it, you'll be arrested. Robert stood there, shaking with rage. You'll regret this. No, I won't. We left. 6 months later, I was sitting in the nursery. The room was finished. Soft yellow walls. White crib. Rocking chair by the window. My son, Daniel Jr., was sleeping in my arms. 2 weeks old. Perfect. He had his father's eyes. The house was quiet. Peaceful. Reed & Sons Construction was gone. I'd sold everything. Used the money to fund a scholarship at Daniel's alma mater. The Daniel Reed Memorial Scholarship for first-generation college students. Robert never tried to contact me again. The restraining order was enough. Tyler got a job with a different construction company. In another state. Making an hourly wage. Melissa divorced him, went back to her parents. And me? I started my own digital marketing firm. Named it Legacy Strategy, because I learned something through all of this. Legacy isn't about blood. It's not about family names or inherited businesses. It's about what you build. What you protect. What you leave behind for the people you love. Daniel left me the tools, the resources, the protection. But more importantly, he left me the example. He showed me that love isn't just words. It's action. It's preparation. It's sacrifice. And now I get to show our son the same thing. I get to teach him that family isn't about who shares your DNA. It's about who protects you, who fights for you, who loves you unconditionally. Daniel did that. For me. For our baby he never got to meet. And that, more than any company or inheritance or house, is the real legacy. Have you ever had to fight to protect what someone you loved built for you? Share your story in the comments. And if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Because sometimes the greatest revenge is living well. And I'm living very well. Thank you for listening.